Okay, this is a little video about bookmarks. We all know what bookmarks are. You're reading something, you want to read it later, you want to collect a bunch of links, you want to maybe save them in an organized way around a project that you're working on. Everyone kind of has a different workflow. There's so many different tools. There are read later apps, and there are just bookmarking tools. And then, there are huge social communities just around links, basically. That's what Reddit is. And so I think everyone kind of just has like very varying workflows on this. I primarily use this tool, Raindrop. For my notes, I use Obsidian for like writing, but I try not to drop a lot of links into Obsidian because they kind of just get lost. Raindrop is great because it's database backed, it has a great API and allows you to organize everything into folders, and it has an incredible Chrome extension that basically puts this entire app into a browser extension, beautifully designed. It's an independent developer. He is somewhere in Russia, which is a little bit suspicious, but the app is so good, and it's I pay for the premium, which is not very expensive, and it allows you to do automated backups. This is not some endorsement for this because I think there are actually a lot of different apps that do this now. I've just been using Raindrop for a while. And then I also use the bookmark bar in Chrome. I abandoned this and stopped using it because it became a mess of just like articles I wanted to read. And so now I just use it to link to things that I basically reference every week or every month. So it's for super fast things. And Chrome's bookmark experience has improved significantly over the past 10 years or so. It used to be difficult to move things around. Now it's so nice and fluid, and you can kind of create hierarchies and stuff. So, I have folders for financial stuff, and then folders for links to key databases that I use and CRMs, but it's for stuff that's really super access. And then I use a shortcut to kind of toggle it and hide it. So that's for really fast stuff. And for like collecting a lot of ideas around a project, that goes into Raindrop, and or stuff that I want to like read on the weekend, articles that are like long and I don't have time for now, I use Raindrop. But I really made this video because I created this tool for the third method that I use for bookmarks, which is kind of just like dragging in. If you click on these links in the where the icon is, and you drag it to your desktop, it creates this file, if you use a Mac, called a Webloc file. And Webloc files are basically just shortcuts. And if you open up these files, you can see that they're just it looks like probably it's like some sort of XML shortcut. And Mac OS interprets this and opens this link in a browser. So I use these weblocs like if it's something that I think could get lost in Raindrop, or I don't want to add to my bookmark bar. It's just like something that seems very urgent and I want to like do it that day. I just like drag it to my desktop. And inevitably that becomes kind of a mess. And then I have what maybe a lot of us have that do something like this. We have a folder like this of all of our weblocs. And so like every month I end up having this mess. And most of the time I want to move this to Raindrop, which is just my main repository for this. I'll go through, is there anything that really was urgent? And then most of the time I just like move it. And so, but I had missed doing this for like many months, and I had hundreds of them, and manually adding that would have been a nightmare. So I wanted to create a script that basically just went through and read these files, this plist file, I guess it is really, which is just XML, and pulled out these strings and got the date that it was created, and then put that into a CSV file. And so that's what I've done here. And I added it to my file tools organization that just has a bunch of just open file tools that I've created. And I've made a bunch of other videos about some of these tools. Just for my own memory, I like to make these videos to remind myself what I've done. And this one is pretty useful. If you have maybe someone out there on the internet has this similar problem. Thousands of Webloc files they've dragged onto their desktop. It's a nightmare. Wouldn't it be nicer to put those into a CSV? And so that's exactly what this does. Here's a before picture of what it looks like. If you have a bunch of Weblocs, I just had them in folders. Ski boots, stuff to buy. And then after you run this script, it puts them into a nice CSV, which makes it easy for you to import into Instapaper or import into Raindrop, which is what I do. So all you have to do is get the path to your Webloc folder. I've just made one on my desktop, and then I prepended it here. That's it. Change those right in the file, and then just write PHP and then drag in the path to that file. And there we have it. You can see in the middle of all of these Webloc files, it created a CSV file. And there we have it. It summarized all these. So now I can just delete all of these. And I can just keep this neat little CSV. And I wrote a separate script that looks through this CSV and uses the Raindrop API to import all those formerly messy links into Raindrop. It's nice because it will read the date of the Webloc file when it was created on macOS. I just created all these today, but if you have been doing this over the course of months or years, you might have a lot, and it's nice to be able to preserve the chronology of your links. So that's one nice feature of this little script. Just explaining it to the world in case anyone has this problem. Enjoy, and thank you for watching.